other information, you can do that. Then I also provided some for education, the education students. So maybe you want to know more about uh, curriculum, how to create a curriculum. You want to know about peer assessment, how to create a rubric, and all those other things. Just give it the action words, and it will be able to do it for you. Okay. Uh, Let me pause here for anyone to ask questions before we move on. So here also I provided some practical information over here. Prompts that we ask every day. So I'll pause for any of you to ask questions before we move on. I've given some examples here before we move straight to the techniques. Please, any question from anyone?
This is the time for us to please ask questions. We use this avenue to welcome everyone once again. If you have anything to ask, please kindly ask now. Thank you.
So please, I'd like to know what is the best AI tool currently on the market apart from ChatGPT?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm
Your mic
asking,
is on mute.
I'm asking what is the best AI available currently?
But you were hearing me, right?
Yes.
Endele?
Yes, I can hear you. He is asking for the best AI tool. For what exactly, sir? We can't. We didn't hear the last part.
I mean, apart from ChatGPT, currently, what's the best AI on the market? In the section of ChatGPT.
Sir, he was
Yeah.
asking for the best AI in the market as we speak.
The next what?
The best AI in the market as we speak.
Okay, so someone is asking for the best AI in the market. Well, that is subjective. I don't think there is any best AI yet, in the sense that from my personal experience, each of the AIs that we have in the market have certain things some are good at than others. So we have certain things that ChatGPT is very good at, and certain things that is very bad at. There are also certain things that Gemini is very good at that uh, ChatGPT is not so good at, and so on and so forth. So I cannot pinpoint any best in the market. Me, that's from my personal experience. You can find out. There may be blogs that talk about that and all that. The bottom line is that please make sure that you read the prompts so that you can judge for yourself. Most of us, a lot of us, what we do is that we just ask questions, and in the haste, we just want to what? Cheat the system. So we ask the question, and then we pick the answer and go and use it for whatever we want to use it for, without actually knowing if our prompt, our answer is wrong or not. Please desist from doing that. Always make sure that you check and then evaluate it yourself. Evaluate that particular AI yourself. Okay. So for the best AI, I can't pinpoint.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. We really appreciate it.
All
So we
right.
have Madam Evelyn raising up her hand, and Mr.
Okay.
Abraham and Mr. Richard.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes, Madam Evelyn is talking. Madam Evelyn is talking. She said, "Good evening."
Please, my question is I want to know prompt priming, if it is the same as AI prompt engineering.
Can you hear me, sir?
Hello?
Madam Evelyn.
Hello?
Madam Evelyn, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So I get your question. You said you want to ask if prompt priming is different from prompt engineering. Is that your question?
Yeah, it's different from AI prompt engineering.
Okay,
I
you want
want to know if it is the same or if there are
or there's a
difference.
difference. Okay, he's going to ask you. I think he's having some technical issue. He will ask you. He will answer your
Okay, sir.
question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
So we can move on now. We can move on. Okay,
Yeah,
so the quick announcement is that when it's time, we shared three links in the group. So you join the second link and then we continue
sir,
from there.
before we move on, there's a
Yeah.
question that was asked by Madam Evelyn. She was trying to know
Uh-huh.
if prompt priming is the same or has anything
Hmm.
in relation with prompt engineering or if there's a difference.
I'm now coming to talk about it, so don't worry.
Be quiet.
All right. Okay, so that's okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. Good evening.
Yeah, good
Good evening.
evening.
Yes, please, I would like to know some of the AIs.
Yes.
When you query it,
Mm-hmm.
it tells you or it gives you a feedback of telling you that some answers are not correct and you can cross check. I don't understand that portion as in when you are using the AI. It gives you another feedback telling you that the answer given you is not it might not be correct. So you can cross check. Why is it
Yes.
so?
If it says, okay, okay, good, 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 good. If it says it might not be correct, it means that maybe it doesn't have enough information on that particular subject that you are giving it. So, for example, you can test it. For example, sometimes it won't even tell you. One thing about, for example, ChatGPT is that whether it's right or wrong, it will just what spit out the information until you create ask it that but this is it not supposed to be this before it will come back to itself and say okay I was making a mistake. So sometimes as at now they don't really have that much reasoning capability yet, so they pick information based on your prompt and then give it back to you. For example, I've tested it on, for example, certain calculations before, and I noticed that it sometimes make mistakes in calculations, of which it will not even tell you. If I say calculation, I'm referring to, for example, decimal numbers. Maybe you are calculating something to 6 decimal places. It makes mistakes in those floating point calculations and then still give you the result. So if you are not someone who even knows how to do floating point calculations, you will think the result is correct and then you just use it as it is. So as at now, these systems are not so perfect. So don't see it as a perfect machine or perfect human being or perfect artificial intelligence to be using. So that can answer you. Same, for example, it is not so good at translation, for example, yet. So you can check it. Maybe you ask it to translate from English to Ga or English to Twi or all those other things. And then you will notice that it will be giving you things that it will not tell you that the translation is wrong. But you yourself, you can read it and evaluate it and see that it is wrong. Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very
Okay,
well.
right. Thank you.
So, sir,
Now
this is
let's
final,
do,
please, sir.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay, sir.
Yes, and then so in remedy of
Hello,
this,
sir.
what are the other options we can do to also find justice to this, or as in getting the proper AI? If like this, what I just said, is not giving you the right answer, and I want to clarify or I want to justify it, or using
Okay, let
the
me
what is
answer
the
you. Let
like
me answer
how
you
do I go
before
about
the
it?
next person. Let me answer you before the next person.
All right.
Now, I know a lot of you are just searching for the best AI. The best AI currently is you. You are the best person to find out if you. Bottom line is that don't outsource all your thinking towards the AI. So sometimes what you can do is that whatever question you want to ask, you see how I lined up all this AI over here. I lined up all this AI here. What you can do is that ask the same questions to all these AIs and see how each of them intelligently responds to your prompt. Then use your own thinking to judge which one gave you the best prompt, because currently you are the best AI. So if you can't evaluate that yourself, you end up becoming a victim of an artificial intelligence that doesn't know what you need. And then it's just giving you information because it needs to give you information. Okay. So as at now, please,
Very
there
well
is
said.
nothing like best AI or any other. Evaluate it yourself. That is why it's very
Very
important
well
for
said.
you to always read the answers that it gives you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
Any
you
other
very much, sir.
question? Yeah, you're
Yes, sir.
welcome.
No, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, please, I wanted to find out. Let's say the AI, the way they generate this information, is it like
Mhm.
the source of information, the primary source or secondary source of information?
I don't get your question.
Okay, now my question is this: the AI,
Mhm.
the information which is being generated from the AI,
Mhm.
I wanted to find out whether the source of information which they get this information whenever we ask those information, are
Mhm.
they like the primary source of information or secondary source of information?
By primary or secondary, what do you mean by that?
Because we have
That's what I want to get.
okay, like first hand, maybe like the information where they get the data, is it like the original data or maybe is being they have any other source that they get
Okay,
the
let me
the AI
quickly go
generates
into
from?
that. When it comes to this generative AI, as I said, it's more or less like one human being learning everything. And some of you know one of the best forms, but the best sources of information on any subject. This is one of them. I don't know if you all know this. Wikipedia. You know, with Wikipedia, you can learn about anything. Maybe I want to know about the. Okay, I don't even need to log in. What's the name of that bird? Pigeon bird, right? I want to know about the pigeon bird. All I need to do is to type pigeon bird, and it gives me information about this particular bird, right? So at the end of the day, this is a lot of information. They train these particular models on publicly available data sets. Okay. So if you are talking about primary information, it can be this, it can be any other news website. They can go to CNN.com, pick information. They can go to what's the name? New York Times. New York Times, which is also a news source. New York Times, and then pick information. In fact, this most of these AI's companies, they hide where they pick the information from. Okay, but there are some that will tell you exactly where that information is coming from. So let's test that out. For example,
Like Google.
let's look at
Google.
which one should we even look at? Let's look at Grok. So I want to know about someone should quickly give us a particular prompt. Okay, I want to know about how to check vital signs. So how do I check vital signs? Teach me how to check vital signs, and then I click on deep search, right? At the end of the day, it will give you all the sources of that particular information. Okay. Oh, I have not signed in. That's why I've not signed in. If I'm to sign in, I'll be able to see that particular information. Let's try it on this. Let's try it on this one. I think this one is already signing. Let me check it on this one. Okay, so vital signs of a patient, right? So I'll do this deep research and then click on enter. So in this particular instance, it's supposed to give me all the information where it got the information from, right? So first of all, it will research specific websites. So one thing about ChatGPT is that ChatGPT most of the times will not tell you where it got the information from. What all it does that is that based on your prompt, it has some primary data somewhere, and then or it has some secondary data. Secondary data, most of the times they employ people. So what they employ people to is that all you need to sit down is that just be asking questions or prompts so that the model will learn how to answer you. So they employ people to do that particular job. But most of the times, all it does is to pick information from these particular systems. So first of all, what will it do? It will research on websites, analyze the results, create a report, and then it will be. This actually takes time. It will take several minutes. So I'll show you the results later because it has to do a live reasoning. It's more or less like it's coming to search all the websites in the world to search for that particular information
Where
from
are you
you.
going?
So if I click on show thinking, you will start seeing the thinking processes. I'm starting by looking into what exactly vital signs are. It seems they are key indicators of a person's basic bodily functions. Then identifying key measurement. My initial research indicates that there are four main vital signs. And then the next step is that I plan to investigate how to accurately measure each of these vital signs. And then it has started searching some most important websites that can give us that information, and then it has found a core vital sign. It has expanded the scope, and then it has continued to research. You see all this research websites that it's going to based on your prompts. It keeps searching, so it's a whole process by itself. Okay, uh, it's not only Gemini has this for free. ChatGPT was selling it for $200 until Gemini opened it up for free. So I think they still have it. You have to still pay for it, but you can do search the web, where it will still search the web for you. But they also have another one called deep research that you have to pay for. This particular feature, you have to pay for it on ChatGPT. Grok also provides this particular feature for free. It provides this deep research ability for free. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Now, we are coming to look at 8 techniques of prompt engineering. There are there are a lot more of it, but for the scope of this particular system, we'll just discuss 8 of them. So, what I want you to do is that if you have any question concerning a particular thing that you want to know about, you would just ask me. Just write it down and then ask me. Okay. So because I'll have to run over this particular techniques. So the first one is what we call prompt priming. Prompt priming.
You might not get to get
What is prompt priming? It refers to the technique of providing initial context within a prompt to provide the AI with what subsequent responses. Essentially, it's about setting the stage for the AI to produce outputs that are more aligned with your desired outcome. So you notice that when I started about vital signs over here, what I did was that I did a prompt prime. First of all, I set the context. I set the context that how do I check the temperature? Sorry, not this one. The first question I asked was that how do I measure a patient's vital signs? So meaning that I've brought the AI's attention to exactly what I want. Now that I've set the context, I can now go ahead and what? Ask specific questions. So I can now move to, okay, how do I check temperature? How do I check the pulse? How do I check the respiratory rate? How do I check blood pressure? How do I check oxygen saturation? So at the end of the day, you can even zoom into any of those other ones to what? Ask more information. So we call this particular technique prompt primary or prompt priming. Now, first of all, it helps us to provide